She only intended to purchase clothing for her kids, but the shopkeeper's demand in exchange was so disgusting that it could have permanently damaged her, left her without money or support, and taken days away. Would she jeopardize her dignity for the happiness of her children? This narrative will break your heart. Allow me to give you the entire tale. There once was a woman whose life was full of joy. She had a husband, kids, and a quiet home where everyone smiled and laughed. She didn't have to worry about food, clothing, or anything else. If the kids needed anything, their father would bring it to them right away. The mother was always grateful that Allah had given her everything. But time doesn't remain the same until her husband's death, which marked the end of a tranquil life and the filling of a pleasant house. For a year, she survived in silence and grief by using the meager money her husband left behind to feed her kids and barely make ends meet. However, when the savings ran out, her true struggle started, and she turned to her parents, then to her brothers, then to her in-laws. Sometimes they helped, but most of the time they didn't. So when no one could help, she started doing dishes at other people's houses. Doing washing and floor cleaning. Friends' lives cannot be spent on bread alone. Therefore, I did everything I could to set up 2 meals a day. But when I got closer, there was a wedding in the area this time. Please, what did those innocent children know that their mother was fighting her pride, exhaustion, and helplessness every single day? But they only cared about their happiness and made demands. Her heart was broken when she saw her children's requests. How could she afford new clothes or shoes for them? All the other kids had purchased clothes and shoes that we wanted them to. Mom got contented, and a mother who, despite everything, wants nothing more than to see happiness in her kids' eyes. She recalled how, when she passed away the last time, she was unable to provide them with anything new, but this time she silently vowed to make her kids happy no matter what. So she asked her parents once more, pleaded with her siblings, and pleaded with her in-laws. According to her parents, we're struggling ourselves. We haven't even purchased clothes for ourselves, her brother remarked. Her in-laws stated, you should get remarried. It shocked her. Perhaps if it had only been about her happiness, she would have given it some thought. But she wondered, how will a man who didn't father my children love them as his own? He might keep me happy, but not them. She therefore made the decision that she would never be married again, that she would put up with all the suffering, but that she would never give her kids to a stranger. When she went outside, the sun was blazing, but the fire inside her grew stronger. Where would she go, and who would support her? She examined all of the strangers on the street, and the closed doors made her heart question, should I sacrifice my dignity for the grins of children? However, she replied, no, I can't do that. Yet what other choice was left? Her pockets were empty, her children were waiting, and every door had closed. Then she recalled that her neighbor had previously told her about a store that sold clothing on credit, with the first payment due later. That only a few requirements. She knocked on her neighbor's door with hope that perhaps Allah had unlocked it. Where's that store that sells clothes on credit, sister? I need to buy clothes for my kids. The neighbor gave her the address, but she cautioned her sister that the shopkeeper has strange conditions that not everyone can accept. The woman was perplexed by the conditions, saying, I don't know the full details. Go and see if it's okay. Take the clothes, if not, come back. To which the neighbor replied, I won't take if it's fair. I'll accept any incorrect steps. If not, I'll leave. When she visited that store the following day, the owner displayed. He smiled, yes, but the price is higher and we have conditions. No one gets clothes without agreeing to them. But she said, okay, tell me the conditions. If I need to sign something, I will. If I just want clothes for my children. She said, listen before you show me anything. I don't have money. I've heard you give clothes on credit. He took a book out from behind the counter, and you read it. It contains all of our conditions. Cautiously, if you agree, we'll give you the clothes. If not, leave quietly without arguing. She opened the book and started reading the first clause, which states that any woman purchasing clothing on credit must first take off a burqa and stand in front of us. We'll record a full video of her face, body, and everything else clearly visible. If she doesn't pay, we'll upload the video to a shady website and retrieve the money, from which her hands began shaking. The second requirement, she must consent to having physical contact with us whenever we call her. If she rejects the first This process will go on until the entire amount is paid. If she declines in the middle, we'll either release the video or file a false police case. Her color was so low that she could hardly breathe. The third requirement is that she sign over her house to us as collateral. If she doesn't, we'll legally sell her house and get our money back. She was frozen, but then she realized, I don't even own a house. I live in a rented place. Silently shut the book and set it on the counter and walked away silently. Her eyes were full and her heart was broken. But she proceeded to the store with hope now, filled her with embarrassment and terror. As she went outside, she saw a man standing across the street, observing everything. He recognized the anguish on her face and realized that he knew what the other shopkeeper was doing. He was a devout man, and he slowly called out, "Sister, if you want clothes, you can take them from my shop." She responded, "Brother, I have no money. I went there."